We had the AVAIL applied to the DAP that we bought here at the local co-op, and we tried it on a 120 acre farm that we had corn on this spring, and we didn't do a very scientific plot, but we treated all of the fertilizer that we used on that farm except for one batch, and we marked where we put out that batch that we didn't use the AVAIL on. And again, we didn't use a weigh wagon or anything, but my combine's got yield monitor and all that stuff, and we saw a significant yield bump where we had the AVAIL. We also had a little lodging problem on that same farm, and it seemed that the lodging was not as bad where we used the AVAIL as it was where we didn't. That particular farm was not blessed with enough rain. It was later planted corn too. We didn't get any of the corn planted until that corn was planted on May the 8th, and that was because it was wet early, and then it almost didn't rain anymore up there, and we were really impressed with the yield, and I had a lot of compliments on how pretty the corn was. Of course, it's right there on the side of the road, so everybody sees it, but it really surprised me. I've never had that good a yield on that limited amount of water. The main visual aspect was the fact it was all very tall corn, and like I said earlier, we had some lodging because of the height of the corn, but the visual aspect was just that there was a lot more that was down where we didn't use the AVAIL than it was where we did. We could see a little darker green color, and there was a little difference in the size of the stalk itself. A little bigger stalk, stronger stalks where we had the AVAIL, but you could tell by watching the yield monitor that was the main difference. If I was asked about AVAIL, I would tell them that it's worth the money, and they need to have it put on there if it's not already on it. I think that we decided to use the AVAIL just to try to bump things up a little bit, try to increase some yield. I wasn't sure about it. I don't usually do anything whole hog without trying some first, and I was really impressed with the corn the fertilizer that was treated with AVAIL. The corn seemed to be a little healthier stalk, held a really good color all season, even through the dry, and it yielded better too. And at the price levels they were this time, it paid big dividends.